I'm going to take you into a voyage of history to know where all these things started. I'm going to calm down so you can take it gently and understand. South is a political creation. South in Nigeria is a heavy political creation. In fact, all the regions are all political creation. But South is the heaviest political creation. Why is it a heavy political creation? I will tell you why. Pay attention. Listen. There's nowhere in the world where there's anything called South. In the global South, you can have it in the Western world, but not as it operates in Nigeria. But not just South. All the regions in Nigeria, if you pay attention to details, they are all political creation. I'm going to explain. Okay, listen, pay attention, Africa. I'm about to teach you what they will not teach you anywhere in the world. Even in your classes in the university and polytechnic, they won't teach you. This is the history you will not hear anywhere. So get a pen and a paper. Sit down. It's a linchpin information. Gather your compact people. Tell them that the voice of Africa is about to teach Nigerians and others who are not Nigerians, because I'm going to teach you using Nigeria as a case study. This is a very strong topic. You see, recently, the National Assembly and Joint Committee have decided to give the Southeastern region what? To give them one more state, you know, and some people are excited. They are dancing. Oh, we are going to have one more state. Not knowing that they are about to be manipulated, because state creation is a gumbo diplomacy and a Machiavellian manipulation designed by the superstructure to limit the people's political power. Let me teach you something. Pay scrupulous attention. You see, when states are being created, states are not being created for the citizens. No, it's not for your own good. States are created for the politicians. Because more governors will be created, more ministers will be created, more commissioners will be created, not for you. True power does not lie in dividing lands. True power lies in empowering the people, not dividing lands. I'm going to take you into a voyage of history to know where all these things started. I'm going to calm down so you can take it gently and understand. If you are taking notes, pay attention. You see, for those who are not Nigerians, and those who are not politically inclined, and those who are not politicos, and those who are not historical aficionados, Nigeria has six geopolitical zones. You have the North Central, the Northwest, the Northeast, Southwest, South, and Southeast. Each of these regions have 7 to 6 states. Only the Southeast has 5 states. Let me break it down for you. The Northwest has 7 states. The Northeast has 6 states. The North Central has 6 states plus FCT, which is the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The Southwest has 6 states. The South has 6 states. Only the Southeast has 5 states. So the Southeast has been clamoring, give us more states. Give us one more state to equal others. So now they have decided to give them one more state. But they are saying, we are not giving only you. Each of the regions will have one state. That is to say, the Northwest, we have one more state, making it 8 states. The Northeast, we have one more state, making it 7 states. The North Central, we have one more state, making it 7 states, and FCT, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The Southwest, we have one more state, making it 7 states. The South, we have one more state, making it 7 states. The East, we have one more state, making it 6. At the end of the day, they will still clamor for more, because they are clamoring to be equal with other people, which is how it's supposed to be. But let me break your heart. Even if they create 100 states in the country, this country will still be in corruption as long as you have weak structure. These things are Machiavellian manipulation created to divide brothers from brothers. It was in May, 27th of May, 1967, Yakubu Gowon created 12 states out of the previous regions in the country. Why? I will tell you why. I will tell you where he landed from. He did it to weaken the old Eastern region. Yes, if you want to know why, go and read There Was a Country by Chino Achebe. But if you don't trust Chino Achebe, because he's an Igbo man and he might be biased in your own reasoning, go and read The Making of the African Legend by Frederick Forsyth, who passed on this year. Let me trace history for you to know where I'm coming from. Pay attention. So you can know that the creation of the regions you have in your country and the creation of the states you have in your country are all man-made. So today you deny your brothers ethnic and identity crisis because of creation of states. It is not to empower the people. It is to empower the pocket of the politicians. Pay attention. You see, I will take you to 1914 when Nigeria was amalgamated, but you might not understand fully. So let me take you to 1884 to 1885, and that was the Berlin Conference, which we Pan-Africans call the Partition for Africa or the Scramble for Africa, called upon by Otto von Bismarck. And then the King of Belgium, King Leopold of Belgium, and other Europeans who gathered together in 1884 to 1885, and they shared Africa. When they shared Africa, Britain got you as their portion. Guess who came to Nigeria? Lord Lugard. Listen, this is where it started. After the Berlin Conference, Lord Lugard came in 1914 and married Nigeria. That was a marriage without love, by forced marriage. He amalgamated the northern and the southern protectorate. Before he came, what was there? That's what I want us to look at. What was there? You have the Arewa, the Hausas, the Fulanis. You have the Igbos. They call themselves Igbo, which is the Asian people. You have the Duduwa, the Yorubas. You have the Efiki Bibio, another ethnic group in Nigeria as you have it today. Because before then, there was no such thing as Nigeria. But the entities that made Nigeria before 1940 or after 1914 has always been there, because Nigeria did not fall from the sky. Now look at amalgamated these people. Why? For his own easy control. Okay? To make the governance easy for him. Listen, we're heading somewhere, because I'm tracing this to today, 2025. Pay attention. That was in 1914. The northern and the southern protectorate being amalgamated. That is marriage without love. When Lord Lugard was done, he left. Then in 1939, Sir Bernard came. Sir Bernard is the first person to create what was known as region in Nigeria. Sir Bernard, in 1939. He brought the southern protectorate and divided into two, which was what? He called it the eastern region and the western region. The north was not touched. So you had how many regions? Three. The northern region, the eastern region, and the western region. The northern region dominated by the Hausas and Fulani. The western region dominated by the Yorubas. The eastern region dominated by the Igbos, who call themselves Ndibo, meaning the Asian people. That was how it was, but it was not constitutionally recognized yet until 1946, which is Richard Constitution. Richard came and recognized this region constitutionally, but they were not yet given power to operate as a region until 1954, which is Littleton Constitution. Littleton is the one that brought true federalism in Nigeria and gave these regions power. What are the regions? The northern region, the western region, and the eastern region. Then Nigeria regained their independence. I don't like saying gained, because we did not gain independence, we regained because we were free before they came. So in 1960, Nigeria regained independence. Then in 1963, they created another region. Now it's no longer the colonial masters creating. The colonial masters have left. Nigeria is independent. Now Nigerians are the ones creating. They created the Midwestern region. Okay? In 1963. The northern region, the capital of the northern region was Kaduna. The capital of the western region was Ibadan. The capital of the eastern region was Enugu. The capital of the Midwestern region was Benin. So what happened? Coup d'etat came into place. Nzogu and other young military officers, Aguiyi later took over. Aguiyi was tied. Yakubu Gowon took over. Then, the Igbos, that is the place that was predominantly the Igbos, the southeast, not southeast then, the eastern region, they wanted to secede from the country because the pogrom and everything that was happening in the country. Okay? Gowon noticed that this secession is likely to happen. So what will he do? Politically, Yakubu Gowon brought out a strategy to reduce the influence and to decentralize the power of that region. What did he do? He noted that the regions have so much power, so he had to reduce their influence. How will he reduce their influence? By dissolving the regions. So Gowon dissolved the regions. Regions ceased to exist. And then on the 27th of May, 1967, Yakubu Gowon created 12 states out of the previously known regions. Are you following me? Follow me carefully. Follow me. Don't sleep on me. Pay attention. You are writing down, right? Now, let me mention where he created the 12 states from. Let's go to the north. In the north, he created the northeastern state, the northwestern state, okay? And he created Kano state. In the western region, he created the western states, Lagos state, which was formerly the capital of Nigeria, that was a British colony as early as 1861. And then, in the midwestern region, he created the midwestern states. And then, in the Trust territory, which was known as the Trust territory, that is southern Cameroonian side. But at that point in time, Cameroon had already signed in 1961 that they will not be in Nigeria, so they have already gone to Cameroon. So there, he created states, which was Benue and Plateau states. The capital became Jos, and he created Kwara states. In the eastern region, okay, this is the main focus, because he has to neutralize them for them not to secede from the country, reduce their power, which was the reason why the regions were dissolved. He created the Eastern Central State, the Southeastern State, and River State. The East Central State are the state you know today, where you think that's where the Igbos are. The Anambra, the Imo, the Abia, the Enugu, and the rest of it, Ebonyi. Okay? And then rivers, you know, the Kalibari, the Jos, and the rest. Okay? And then the Southeastern States, Cross River, and the rest of it. So, region got dissolved, and what you have is states. That was the first time Nigeria had anything like states. That is 12 states. Nigeria said with 12 states. Okay? But that did not stop the war. The war still happened. Because the eastern region noticed that this is what this man have done. We will not accept it. Ojukwu went to war to defend his territory. The war happened between 1967 to 1970. After the war, no victor, no vanquish. Let's continue to state creation. Yakubu Gowon was later disposed when he went to OAU summit in Kampala.
If you find this video interesting, please repost
in 1976
and God bless you.
Created another state. How many states did he create? He made it 19 states. It was 12. He added 7, making it 19. Muhammad Dimka took him out. Later on, in 1987, Babangida came, created 2 more states. Not enough. In 1991, Babangida created 9 more states. State creation have started though. In 1996, okay, Abacha created 6 more states, making it 36 states. Then, between 1995 to 1997, some smaller ethnic groups in the country began to complain of not being recognized politically, or being marginalized politically, and not being equally politically represented at the upper political echelon. So there was need to create what? The regions as you have today, the 6 geopolitical zones. So, between 1995 to 1997, the geopolitical zones were created. Listen, these things are not constitutional. They were created for easy administration of state funds and disbursement. So, the northeastern states were created, the northwestern states, the north central, the southwest, the south, and the south-south. Do you understand? There is no way in the world where you have south-south, but because they need to create a structure for easy disbursement, the south-south is not constitutionally recognized. They learned it from their colonial master. As I trace and teach them for you from 1914 to 1939 to 1946 to 1954 to 27th of May 1967 to 1976, 1987, 1991, and 1900. That is how it has always been.
Share it.
To 1996 1997.
Your friends,
so the state creation was never to favor the people. It's for these politicians. What am I saying? Do not allow the creation of states to divide you. True power does not lie in the dividing of lands. True power lies in empowering the people. If they like, let them create 100 states. It will not work as long as the structure is weak. Let me give you a profound example. After these regions were created and states were created in 1967, not quite long, some people in Cross River started clamoring they want their own state. And then in 1987, Babangida created another state from Cross River, which is Akwa Ibom State. Not quite long, Ogoja people start clamoring that they want their own state. In my previous lecture, someone said we want our own Ogoja state. So you are creating from your own, dividing yourselves. You have to understand that state creation is not divine. State creation is man-made, Machiavellian manipulation to divide brothers from brothers and sisters from sisters. Don't let state creation take you away from your brothers and your sisters. These are artificial boundaries. They did it in all African countries. Internally, they are still doing it. And you allow them do it. They are dividing you from your brothers. You must not let that happen. Take Germany, for instance. After the Second World War in 1945, the Allied power dominated Germany. Soviet Union took part of Germany, which was called the Eastern Germany. US, Britain, France took the Western Germany. Germany was divided. In 1949, Germany was divided, and a war was built to divide Germany, the Eastern Germany and the Western Germany. But because the Germans knew themselves, they did not allow the communists and the capitalist state to divide them. What happened? In 1990, what did they do? They united. They brought down the wall, knowing that we are brothers and we are sisters. We will not allow these strangers to divide us. But today, we have allowed what we learned from the colonial master to be used as a tool to divide us in our own countries. In our own countries, you must not allow it. State creation is a political creation. Don't let it stop you, because state creation is more than geographical creation. State creation is more than territorial creation. It's more than the fight for sovereignty. It's more than the fight for legitimacy. State creation gives you a man fixation, because immediately a state has been created and been given to some people. They start denying their brothers. They start denying their sisters. They start denying their families. That is what we have noticed in Africa. Don't let the creation of region, the creation of states, take you away from your family. Because today, the Yoruba in Nigeria, don't you know that the Yoruba in Togo is your brother? Is it because they speak Togo, they speak French, rather, and you speak English, you are still brothers? The Igbos in Nigeria and the Igbos in Haiti are still one. The Epics in Nigeria and the Epics in Cuba, they are still one. You are all one. Artificial bandits should not divide you. I hope you understand. If you like this lecture, tell me. Modern day Tankwa, tell me more, and I will tell you more. I would have loved to dive into the Nigerian Biafra Civil War, but a lot of Nigerians are so emotional. You are so emotional. So let me leave that topic. The reason why I did this video is that you are all unique in your uniqueness. You are unique in your ethnicity. You are unique in your tribes. Find your brothers. Reunite with them. Be it in the north, in the south, in the west, wherever they are, unite with them. The Hausas will unite with the Hausas. The Yorubas with the Yorubas, the Igbos with the Igbos, the Jaws with the Jaws, the Efik with the Efik. The only people that I know in Nigeria that does not allow geography to divide them is the Fulanis. The Fulani in Ghana and the Fulani in Nigeria are together. The Fulani in Nigeria and the Fulani in Senegal are together. They don't care about the region. They don't care about artificial boundary. But other tribes in Nigeria care so much about artificial boundary. They tell you, stay in your state. Let me stay in my state. Your state, this I mean where you are from. Nonsense. Pathetic and outlandish. Study to show themselves approved. Truth will set you free. Nigeria to be better, you must return to true federalism. Let every region as it was before 1967, as it was in the 1950s, develop their place. The North was doing well in Ghana Pyramid. The Yorubas, the West, were doing well in cocoa. The East was doing well in palm oil. Today, everybody is just relaxing, waiting for allocation from Abuja. So if they create more states for you, they will just bring their friends and make them governors. They will start and be collecting allocation from Tinubu, from the Abuja. Nothing for you. True development does not lie in dividing land. True development lies in empowering the people. Request for book I will give you. For this topic alone, I will give you There Was a Country. I will give you books to read. What? My name is Borende Tankpa. They call me the voice of Africa. I go from school to school giving free books to African children. Support me so I can get new gadgets, get new books, and go and give children. We must teach history in this University of Facebook. Wisdom Africa is the principal thing. I love you and I care about you. Okay? I'm still giving books, free books. I'm giving free books. You can testify that. I'm giving free books. I love you. Thank you for all your support on this platform. I love you and I care about you. Wisdom Africa. The principal thing.